We are absolutely baffled by WWE's bizarre Bianca Belair vs. Rhea Ripley vs. Iyo Sky feud. WrestleMania is now only a few weeks away and WWE is formalizing the last matchups for the show of shows on Raw and SmackDown. Despite an inconsistent build so far, this week's edition of Raw went some way to addressing some of the concerns around WWE's main event scene in the men's division. Gunther bloodied Jimmy Uso in a great heat segment, whilst John Cena and Cody Rhodes had their best verbal exchange yet, increasing anticipation for the men's world title matches at WrestleMania 41. Meanwhile, the women continue to be underserviced in the main event scene, as both the WWE and World Championship feuds have been booked badly so far. Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair's chemistry on SmackDown continues to be a problem, but the world title feud on Raw is even more alarming. Bianca Belair, Iyo Sky, and Rhea Ripley in a triple threat match should be one of the most exciting prospects at WrestleMania 41, but WWE is complicating things by the week. Considering how well the feud started, it is such a shame to see the Women's World Championship feud go so far off the rails ever since. Bianca Belair was the right person to win the Elimination Chamber, setting up what appeared to be a match against Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. Then, WWE pulled off an amazing twist by having Iyo Sky defeat Ripley for the title, throwing an interesting curveball to the proceedings at the marquee event. This was done to set up a three-way feud culminating on the grandest stage of them all, which seemed like a tap-in for the promotion from a creative standpoint. Given all the multi-man matches that appear to be at play for WrestleMania 41, the Women's World Championship feud seemed the most justified of the lot. What could have easily been the main event match of Night 1 has since had all the momentum sucked out of it through bad segments over consecutive weeks on Raw, which is a huge shame. After such a good start driving investment in the feud, WWE has done an abysmal job trying to keep it on track until WrestleMania. This past week's edition of Raw was the worst example yet, as the company decided to use the special guest referee gimmick, which saw Bianca Belair inevitably involve herself in the championship match between Iyo Sky and Rhea Ripley. For three faces, they have all been acting in such a petulant and pithy way that it feels hard to root for any of them at this point, which is the antithesis of what WWE was aiming for. Rhea Ripley's response to losing the title has been especially disappointing as the Eradicator feels more like a spoiled child than the dominant women's champion she once was. WWE did not need to rush to having all three women get at each other's throats, as now they are just repeating the same poor material every week. It feels like WrestleMania cannot come soon enough for this feud just to get it over and done with, allowing Iyo Sky, Bianca Belair, and Rhea Ripley to move on to other business. The worst part about WWE's creative misfire in the Women's World Title feud is that it is hard to tell who to root for at WrestleMania 41. It feels like a big-time WWE match of yore when fans simply had to choose their favorite based on little evidence, as the booking did not support any character getting over. It is alarming that both women's main event feuds at WrestleMania 41 have been underserviced, especially given the talent of those involved in the match. The Triple H era of WWE creative should be criticized more for how it has booked its female talent, as it has felt like much of the women's content is basic and a lesser priority. Bianca Belair, Iyo Sky, and Rhea Ripley have been held up in particular as the women leading the charge for the division, and have proven to be capable of doing so even when the material they have been working with is poor. All three continue to have great showings at WrestleMania 2, despite them not getting the spotlight they deserve throughout the year, which is likely what will happen on the night at WrestleMania 41. WWE appears to be getting there with its men's main event storylines for WrestleMania, so there is still a chance for them to rectify what has been a hugely disappointing women's build so far. With only a few weeks left, though, it is unlikely that the company will right things entirely, and the best fans can hope for is that the women get it right on the night like they often do. Rhea Ripley warns Bianca Belair and WWE Women's Champion Iyo Sky after the chaotic finish to the world title match. Rhea Ripley, who lost her title to Iyo Sky last month, had Bianca Belair as the special guest referee in her rematch. As anticipated, Belair's role as the guest referee sparked controversy. On Raw, Ripley accidentally kicked Belair, knocking her out of the ring. After delivering a kick and following it with the Riptide, Belair stayed down, but Ripley shouted at her to make the
Naomi confesses the truth to Bianca Belair on SmackDown. After weeks of speculation, Naomi has finally confessed that she has attacked Jade Cargill mysteriously. She claimed, "I did it," in front of Bianca Belair, leaving Belair heartbroken and breaking her trust. On March 7, 2025, in SmackDown edition, the Women's Elimination Champion was seen leaving the stage in tears after she was betrayed by Naomi, who has turned heel after the Elimination Chamber PLE. Naomi tried to explain her as she was leaving in tears. But when Belair refused to listen to her explanation, Naomi called her an ungrateful B***tch. In the meantime, Jade Cargill arrived in the arena. The Storm wasted no time and headed straight towards the ring and chased Naomi to the outside as she tried to escape. But Cargill got to her and began beating her down. Following Naomi's confession, Liv Morgan posted a series of tweets on her X handle and called out Bianca Belair. The current Women's Tag Team Champion demanded an apology from Bianca Belair for framing Morgan without evidence and claiming previously that she attacked Jade Cargill. Morgan also called out Naomi for lying all this time and falsely accusing her and Rodriguez. She also wondered out loud what Cargill was doing before she was attacked by Naomi. She wrote, "I always wondered WTF Jade was even doing to get pushed like that." Nevertheless, Morgan mentioned and remembered that she was still living a tremendous life as a record-breaking three-time tag team champion. It will be interesting to see a clash between Naomi and Jade Cargill at the upcoming WWE event. Nevertheless, Morgan mentioned and remembered that she was still living a tremendous life as a record-breaking three-time tag team champion. It will be interesting to see a clash between Naomi and Jade Cargill at the upcoming WWE event. Jade Cargill opens up about Naomi attacking her on WWE SmackDown. Jade Cargill made her first public comments about her return on WWE SmackDown. Cargill was taken out when she was attacked backstage in November. She returned at WWE Elimination Chamber and attacked Naomi. After Naomi confessed to attacking her the following week on SmackDown, Cargill came out and laid her out again. Jade Cargill had an interview with Kathy Kelly on the March 14 episode of WWE SmackDown, and she discussed her return. She said that she was ready to go physically. Cargill also dismissed Naomi's claim that she was using Belair, as she said that she didn't need to use anyone. She was asked about getting attacked, and she revealed that she saw Naomi running away. Cargill then said that Naomi didn't just hurt her physically, as she attacked her integrity and her heart. Cargill then said that she had to take matters into her own hands when she saw Bianca Belair team up with Naomi as if nothing happened. WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez interrupted, as Morgan noted that they had falsely been accused of the attack. Cargill fired back by saying that the duo would not have won the titles if she was around. She then challenged Morgan to a match on the March 21 episode of WWE SmackDown. Jade Cargill's attacker confesses to her crime on WWE SmackDown. Jade Cargill's mystery attacker confessed to their crime and felt the wrath of the Storm of WWE. Jade Cargill was at the top of her game in her first